All right, hello fellow YouTubers. This is today's project around the house. Today is redoing the pantry. So, I'm sure that many of you out there have pantries of somewhat like this. You know, there's a refrigerator to give you the size. So there's just a regular door opening. So that's about how big that pantry is. Nothing terribly fancy about it. It does go up kind of high in here. What were in there were 4 wire shelves, what we like to call builder's grade, and they've been there for 25 years, and it's about time to upgrade this room, this little room should I say. So we took those wire shelves out, and now what we're going to do is we're going to put in 6 shelves along here that are put together somewhat like this. Excuse me here. Put together so that they're going to be a tray that pulls out on rollers. So it'll have a lip like this. Won't look like that, but it'll be like that. So anyhow, I'll keep you updated as to how the progress goes. All right, thanks for watching. So here we are at the specialty lumber store, and I've picked out the hard maple sides that I want, rails for the drawers. So these guys have just a little bit of figure, you can see it, but it's not listed as figured maple. But gosh, if you have a chance to go to your specialty wood store and you like woods, oh my goodness, this is just wonderful stuff. We've got cherry back in here, and walnut here. That walnut is beautiful. All kinds of really neat woods here. So yeah, if you ever have a chance to go in there and take a look. There's the figured maple. You can see how figured this is, much more compared to what I've got picked out, but I don't really need that. This is some more walnut. There's some white oak. It's called curly maple. Isn't that interesting? It's got this very significant figuring curl in it. Really beautiful. Even cypress here. All right. This is the section of the store that's really got the fun stuff. It's kind of raw wood that's just been sliced. There's walnut, maple. There's a maple slab, cedar, cherry. There's walnut. Isn't that beautiful? There's some walnut ovals down there. Just beautiful. Look at that. Got molding made out of the figured maple. It's just gorgeous. This is just such fun stuff for me. Got these big little slabs over here. All right, well, I have most of the supplies here after a visit to Home Depot and the lumber place, as you just saw. So I've got melamine for the bottom of the shelves for the pantry. I've got rock, kind of hard maple, a little bit of figure in it, and then some 2x6s that will be the support on the side of the closet pantry area for the shelves. I have my drawer slides. Wheels for the bottom one, and I'll show you how that's going to work, and then lots of brackets to be able to hook it to the wall. So we'll start assembling here pretty soon. I always find it interesting when it starts off as kind of the raw materials, you know, with the melamine and sheets and the wood like this, and eventually they'll become shelves, well, drawers in the pantry. So hopefully it turns out well. Keep you up to date here. Alright, so we're continuing on with the pantry build here, and I've got the shelves, or at least the rails for the shelves, the sides. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of them. So those are the 4 sides. So this is the front. It's got that handle on it. And then the back is here. These are the 2 sides. And you'll see how that all comes together. I just wanted to do a quick one here to show you that I'm going to now run it through the router. And even though the router has this setup here, where you can see there's a roller on it, and the roller will keep the, so that when I do that rounded edge on there, it will go up against the edge of the wood. But it still kicks in. And what I'm trying to avoid, this will be the cut in for the right angle on the rail there. What I'm trying to avoid is that when I'm cutting this, I don't want this end, when I get to the end of the board like this, I don't want it to drop in too far because it'll cut a rounded edge here, and I don't want that. So I've put these, it's kind of a crazy setup there, but what it does is it leaves a gap so that I'm running, even though it's running on that bearing there, it won't drop any farther in, or not much farther in, so it'll keep the tail end from dropping in and rounding that corner. Alright, catch up with you next time. Alright, so this is what we're shooting for right here. This is the drawer that goes all the way at the bottom on the floor, and it's got rollers on the bottom. I'll show you more of that later, but so it's going to roll on the floor as opposed to being supported by the regular drawer slides. So this is what they look like, the rails, when they're in progress. So cut this piece out with my bandsaw over here. So the bandsaw is here, and cut these pieces out just like that. And then I came over and used the belt sander to round them off. So you can see this has not been routed yet. So kind of round them off and smooth out the cut marks from the saw, the bandsaw. And so what I'm trying to do is get a lot of this routering done before I assemble, so that when I do the final routering on these corners, then it'll be pretty quick and won't make a huge mess. So this is the last set, and I thought I'd set up and show you what it looks like when I'm routering. I also wanted to say that I went through, after I cut all these to length, I went through and organized them so that I had the best one facing forward, so I put a front on there for that. And then I also marked the diagonals for where I'm going to cut them, so that when they come together as for the 45s, so that I would get the right fronts and backs on these things, so that I got the best side showing. So that's something else that you might want to think about, is that not all wood is created equal. So I see I had one I need to finish up there. So next thing is we'll probably be cutting the diagonals. Yep, so the rest of them look pretty good here. You can see there and there. So we got this one done, and we have another one done, and we have, I think, 3 more to do. So we'll keep plugging away at it. We'll keep going. I'll show you the next phase. Alright, so for a closer look, you can see that joint looks a little rough there, but I'll show you why that's not really a big deal. Mostly what I'm looking for is that to be tight, because that's what we'll see. And that's still a little rough over there. And that corner looks good. And that corner looks good. So, yeah, that turned out good. And they're pretty even on top here. So, let me show you. Here's one that was done a little while ago. It's already got the melamine base in it. You can see I've lifted the top up here. And so, here's what the corners look like when they're all rounded off. Now, that one's got a little gap in it, but I think I can work with that. And you can see how these look here. I've already done one coat. I'm using a satin varathane on it. Looks like this. Well, I don't have one of the cans in here. So that looks pretty good. And like I said, you can see there's the melamine base to it. I'm just lifting the top up here. And it sets down over the melamine base. There we go. This one I had a glitch that you can see. And that is there's a gap back here on this one. And yes, I do make mistakes. The rest of it looks pretty good. You can see it's up against the wood nice and tight, so there's no gap there. But I didn't get that one cut just right, so there's a little bit of a gap. But there's going to be a lot of stuff on this tray in the pantry, so I'm not too worried about it. Mostly that's what I want to see, is that front looking good, and it does. So again, this will be the place you reach in and pull it out. Out comes the drawer, and drawer slides will go on the sides here, down here. So it's all good. We'll keep going. There's more to be done right there. And there's the melamine back there that will be put on the bottom. All right, I'll keep you up to speed.